Okay. Now what we're going to do, now that I got the planetary set all put together here, sorry I had to change some things around here. That's somebody walked in and I had some furnace problems. We're going to go ahead and put this planetary gear set in. What we're going to do is try to line up the hole here with the holes in the center support right here. And this can be a pain in the ass. The object is to get it seated fully against the fretting ring and the holes lined up. Fucking fly. Just like that. Now, you get her aligned just right, that fly's gonna die, I'll tell you that. You can see right in here, there's the threaded hole right in here where your hollow intermediate bolt goes through. As soon as I figure out where I put it. Hold on. You know, this is how my whole day is going to go, isn't it? There it is. Hollow bolt. Come on. Kind of see through there. You should be able to just get the thread started just like that. And you're going to grab a screwdriver, go in here on your low end and make sure that's nice and free. It hasn't bound in there. And on the inside, you're going to look right on the edges here to make sure that the center support is sitting pretty much flush with the bottom edge of your intermediate frets. So what we're going to do next, bear with me here, is we're going to put in our ring that holds that in. This is a nice this is the bevel ring, bevel up. And the idea is we're going to wedge the center support tight to the case. Sorry I can't show you because I only got so many hands. Once I get this ring in, then I can tip some things around and show you. Because otherwise some of these parts are going to fall out. Come on. So what I'm going to do then is I'm going to go take a hammer and tap that tight, make sure it's seated properly. And then we're going to go back and tighten that hollow bolt to 22 to 24 foot-pounds. Some people forget this step, but I think it's critical. Because I'm going to run that bolt in right here. That gear set is in there. So now we're going to tip it up. And we're just going to make sure everything's loose. At this point you can roughly, by feel, see if, check your rear end play at this point. It should be somewhere between 3 and 20. A lot of times it's between 3 and 8. Doesn't have to be a whole lot. This one's nice and snug. So, center support's in, gear set's in. What I like to do next is put in the rear servo. This is what actuates your low 1 band. Also has your 1-2 accumulator in it. Have a metal gasket for the outside cover. And this is roughly how the assembly looks. You got a square cut seal. Goes on your outer servo piston. And this is your accumulator. Here, let me put it over here and I'll show you how we're going to put this together. So basically, this one has metal accumulator rings. There are different accumulators and pistons. Don't mix and match unless you know what you're doing. As a rule of thumb, if it came out of the transmission, put it back in the transmission. And this one is a metal ring, so sometimes these are a composite ring, not metal. That's seated in there. That's your main return spring to relieve low 1 reversed. Sometimes they're yellow, sometimes they're red, sometimes they're orange. This one is out of a kit because I'm doing this for my favorite customer. Now we've got just a round square cut seal, so when you look in the kit, it's the one that's square cut. Some gel on it. Now we're going to go over here. Seal's going to go in with the bevel toward the bottom. You want to match that hump to the hump in the case. This is the fun part, because 9 times out of 10, if it's been rebuilt before, some idiots over torque these bolts. 18 foot-pounds or even a little less is all you need. So we're going to go ahead and run these up, torque them in, make sure our gear set still spins. So we're going to just do a cross pattern. We'll go ahead and hit the modulator valve while we're at it. Let's double check our parking pawl holder. Let's check how our, see if we can zoom back out. Gotta do it this way. So we're gonna make sure that this is still spinning free. You can feel the sprag work back and forth. Like you can feel the planetary going first reverse only just from the drag on the servo and the band, but you can grab both of the splines on sticking out in front of the center support and turn the whole unit freely like this. She's put in right. That's what you want. Now we can go two different directions now. What I like to do is I like to button up the back end. How you put the governor in. I've already got the governor calibrated. Make sure that's all lining up. Oh hell. Well, I'm just going to put this on for sake of the video. Normally I'm going to put a gasket on here, and I'm going to put the gasket on dry, and you're going to torque this to 100 inch-pounds, not 18 foot-pounds. But for the sake of the video, to keep this moving along, I'm just going to throw this on there. Come back and put that gasket on later. This one's got a magnetic pickup speedometer, so it'll go in and it self-aligns itself. Maybe. Come on. There it is. Just like so. And that'll have, I believe that has a metric bolt. I'll have to find that later. Alright, well, you get the gist. Tail housing with new bushing, new output seal. This is something that's overlooked quite a bit. Pretty much just got to throw it on. Gasket pretty much only goes on one way. As you can see, doesn't quite line up. Lines up perfectly one direction. Where's it at? There it is. And obviously these are 3/8 bolts. Well, I'll have to find more bolts later, but these are going to get torqued to 18 foot-pounds. And one of the things I wanted to show you before I end this little segment is that you want to get this bolted on after this so you can double check with a yoke, make sure that slides in and everything turns freely. Notice you can hear the magnets, not the magnets, the fly weights is what I meant, in the governor moving around too, so you can check that. And then if we had a regular plastic gear, we could make sure that that's turning too, because sometimes there's two different plastic gears, metal gear, plastic drive gear, so there's numerous combinations for the speedometer. This one's digital, so I don't have to worry about it. But this would be the time when you'd want to iron out whether or not you have the wrong speedometer gear that you ordered online, because you get it in the car and the speedometer don't work, then you got to climb up underneath there and stand on your head and get fluid everywhere. So now is the time to get that dialed in, do all your math, and then you don't have to worry about it. Alright, I'm going to shut the camera off here for a minute while I get everything reset, and I'll be back.